How you doing? This is my sycamore maple. What I wanted to do, share with you that I have a new branch coming in. What I'll do is I'll zoom in on the branch itself. I'm gonna tell you, when I first planted, well, I should say when I first potted this tree, it sprouted from seed in the fall of 2019. I left it in the ground for a couple of weeks, and then I had to dig it up because I was moving it from one city to another. So when I first potted it, I had the hardest time getting this tree to produce branches, and then all of a sudden it just started firing off branches. I ended up cutting 3 off. So here's a new branch that's coming in right here. So I'm gonna leave it alone for a while and just let it extend, because like with the red maple, sometimes when this tree produces a new branch, it tends to start turning skyward. All of these branches that I have now, let me zoom back out. All of the branches I have now, I developed them with directional pruning. Now, before I repotted this tree this year, I had this branch here was tied down. I had a heavy rock that was here. It was a different setup. So I had this tied down, but it was tied down with a piece of gardening string. So I don't do any wiring. I'll bring the camera in and let you get a closer look at the leaves. I love the color when it's outside in the sun. This tree just seems to glow. Let me see if I can find this one spot. I believe right here, when I first put this tree in this pot, I found a scale insect right here. The rest of these marks are sealed prunes. This is where I've cut off. Like when I developed this new leader, I had cut it there, and I had a branch there that I cut off. Now, this right here that you see sticking right there, that's the first branch that ever came out of this tree. This is when I was having a hard time getting this tree to produce branches. The very first branch it produced, it died, and I never cut it off. I left that there. So here is the design on the pot. It has a mix of lava rock. Here's a piece of dead wood right here, about 3 to 4 inches long. Gravel, little flat pebbles. Here's a tree bark that I've picked up when I'm out walking around. And moss that I've grown in some moss gardens that I created. I really love this tree. I hope to have it for many, many, many years to come. I get a lot of enjoyment out of watching it develop. I think it's starting to get more character. Now, one problem that I had as the shoots were breaking this year, and I don't know what caused it. I will need to bring the camera back in and I'll show you. On a number of the shoots, after the leaf came out, this is what happened. The shoot died. And if the leaf fell off and the shoot died. So I have these stumps There's a number of them. Even that shoot right there died. There's more than I can count. I don't know what caused it. I've been looking up research on what could have caused it. Even this one right here, I'll have to tilt the camera right here. That shoot has not fully developed. Now I still have a lot of leaves, but as you can tell that it's caused like this branch right here to be bare, half bare. It's only developed at the tip. Even this one right here, it has some new shoots coming out at the end, but the others broke off and the bud died. I've never seen anything like it on any of my other trees. It just happened this year. At first I thought it was birds that were coming and pecking at my tree, because I know birds have been pecking in my pots. But when it comes to these buds, they are hard and they're dry. Right now, I'm not gonna cut them. I'm gonna wait and just let them harden, and maybe I'll leave them as they are. But I don't want to take that situation and make it worse until I know what I'm dealing with, because I haven't had an expert or anybody look at the tree. It's the only sycamore maple that I have. And see, even now, I just found another bug, like these leaf-eating bugs I keep finding on my tree. But this tree has not had any major problems with infestation. On occasion, I'll find moths. I might find an aphid or two. Like here's another insect, so I'll get that off. But outside of that, I don't get a lot of problems with this tree. And even this problem that I had this year with these buds dying, is not something that I anticipated. At first I thought that it might have been the stress of repotting it. I did repot the tree. Let me see, I can tell, because I have a record of the date that I did the repotting, the actual day. Let me look at my record. So this tree got repotted on February 28th. And as far as I could tell, there weren't anything bad. Now, the only thing I noticed that I had cut here and here when I was pushing the root base down, I cut off the original root stems from right here. They were almost aerial roots that had grown out, and I left them there for 2 years, almost 3 years I left them there. And so that was that last quarter of 2019, all of 2020, all of 2021, and I cut those off because the tree had really developed good feeder roots. And I cut those off, and then right here it had a new shoot coming out, and I didn't want it there, so I immediately cut that off and I sealed it. But other than that, I didn't notice anything until those buds started dying. So if you have some feedback you can give me on what would cause that to happen. Of all the videos that I've ever watched, I've never heard of buds breaking and then dying and the leaves falling off. So that's all I have. That's my sycamore maple. That's Acer pseudoplatanus. I think I pronounced that right, pseudoplatanus. And I hope that you are having success with your trees as well. So have a nice day.